the sound of time, stories weaving words that climb, whispered tales in a cozy nook. Welcome to the magic of every book. Bookshelf babble, take the stage, turn the chapter, fill the page. Laughter, wisdom, stories to spare, a podcast world where books are everywhere. From paperbacks to leather spines, mysteries, thrillers, and classic lines. Stories crackle, voices ring, dive on in, it's a podcast thing. Adventures waiting just one word away, from Austen's romance to Hemingway.
Hello everyone, you're welcome in our Bookshelf Babble live session. Here we talk about books and all related topics. You're welcome, and we just started. If you don't remember, my name is Eugenii. I'm your host in this session. I like to read books. I like to all topics related to books. I like to talk about books, and it's my hobby. It's my second my nature. Today we talk about books with people around the world, and I want to just create some small announcement. If you watch this stream on Twitch, don't forget to follow my channel. Do not miss the next live session. If you watch on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, put like under the video, and write the comment, because comments are very important to understand. It's interesting, and if you may have some feedback, I very appreciate it. Just write your comments, and I will be glad. And also I will be place some important links under below this video. I have the Discord channel where you can join and to chat in with me and discuss about previous episodes, previous later sessions, and just chat in friendly atmosphere. Okay, let's go to start today's session in HelloTalk application. If you're not familiar with this platform, I just like to tell some words about this. It's a platform where people around the world learn languages, and I like it because it's very simple to create voice room and find the people around the world what interesting your topics. Here I talk about books, and my voice room has name "What Book Are You Reading?" And here we go. We start, and just wait when someone join today, and maybe I need to just tell that I'm streaming this session on Twitch, because I should be notify user about this. I'll write the message. Okay, we just wait, and here it's because in the application you can find a list of voice room. I think my voice room just to appear in the bottom, and without any kind of boost. They just need time to move on the top and be more visible. It's mean not every time the people immediately join. I have some several followers in this application, and they very often to join me here, but it's need just to time when someone joined to talk here. But because until we wait when someone join, I have some maybe small announcement, some news. Today I bought new microphone. You can see it's my new awesome microphone, and I think you can just to recognize my voice is changed because I have more better microphone. Before I use microphone what in my headphones, but now I just buy microphone, and it's very nice sounds has this microphone. Okay, we have the first participant in our voice room. Hey, hello, do you hear me?
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, nice. What about you?
I feel good.
Uh,
What
but,
are you doing?
Sorry.
What are you doing?
I just like to talk about book. I like to talk about book here, but in the same time, I like to stream my talk and on Twitch. If you want to watch like the video version of our talk, you can just find the link what I sent in chat before and see the video version on Twitch. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but I see your flag is the first time here. Where you from?
I'm from Benin.
Wow,
Do you know Benin?
nice. It's yeah, it's very first time I just like to watch your flag. Nice. And I have first question I like to ask people here. What book are you reading? Do you read some books in current moment?
Yes. Currently, I'm working on my TOEFL, so I have a TOEFL books that I read always in order to prepare my.
Okay, something sounds cut. Can you repeat last?
Come again?
Can you repeat about what book are you reading? Because it's some problem with connection was.
Okay. Do you know the TOEFL exam?
No, I didn't heard.
Let me write it on the chat.
Yeah, it will be nice because it's more simple find some information about it.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Okay, you prepare for exam?
Exactly.
Okay, and you read some like to
So I have a book about that. So always, all day, I read the book.
Okay, in other words, you just focusing on practice before exam.
Exactly.
Okay, but if you back for maybe some years ago, and when you have free time, do you remember some last book, like to some literature book, what you read before last?
Yes, I read a book about how to be a leader, but it is a French book because my native language is French, so the book is in French.
Okay,
Yeah,
it means some kind of self-grow and self-development book about like to leadership and skills what related for this.
exactly. How to be a leader and how to manage team.
Okay, it's related for your job or just like to for your like to own interest.
It is for my own interest, not for a job.
Yeah, because I work as like a software developer, and we have some very often in teams we have position like to team leader or something like this, and this person should be just like to support and manage the people in team, and very often these people should be have some kind of skills like team leader, team like to some communication skills on some kind of this some skills, and I just like to wonder it maybe you need the same just for profession. Okay, I have one additional question. It's maybe sounds strange, but it's maybe you help me. Can you suggest like to one book from your experience or maybe from your knowledge what show how people live in your country?
I don't get you, please.
Yeah, can you suggest one book about your country or maybe action happen in your country?
One book about my country.
Yeah, maybe some like to famous author of your country.
Before that one book, I read a book from uh an ancient president, which is talking about the politics of our country.
Okay, but I not hear properly. Can you like type name of book or author what you mentioned?
En ces temps-là, the name of the book is En ces temps-là.
It's on French or
Yeah, it is a French book because I speak French. My native language is French. I'm here to improve my English.
yeah.
I mean, you can notice that my English is not so good. I'm here to improve that.
Yeah, you have. I think you have like a good English. Just like to continue practice. Yeah, but maybe this book is translated. Maybe now the
No,
translation version name of this book.
the author of the book was a president of my country. So after being president and before he passed away, he wrote a book about how he managed the country, what happened, and so on.
Okay, I try to uh, find. Maybe I find. Okay. But I think it's TOEFL. It's very often need to uh, if you want to move abroad and continue studying some English country. Do you have some
Exactly.
intention to continue study, or yeah, what are you planning to do next after when you complete the TOEFL?
I really want to pursue my studies in master. I want to do a master degree by having maybe a scholarship. And I know that today English is a very pretty language, not only, but it is a language that I can speak everywhere. So I need to improve this language and I need to do my master degree in food security.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I just let wander it and try to find the book what you mentioned.
So if I understand here, you are just talking about book.
Yeah, we can talk about another topics. I just want to check. I found the one book. What you mentioned about like the president books. Is it correct name of this book I sent?
No, Nisefo, yes, he was a president, but this is not his book.
Mm-hmm.
Emile Delenzi, so I'm writing it.
Yeah, if you write. Okay.
But
Okay, I just try to. Okay, I find this this name. I just check. You mean? Yeah, I found this book. Is it correct?
okay.
Okay. Okay. And in your country, it's French as official languages, but some local languages is present in your country. And what status has these languages?
Hmm. I don't know. Um, you are so fast.
Because I have experience to teach Nigerian students, and if you correctly remember, in Nigeria, English as one of the official languages, but in also they has a lot of like two local languages in just in one country. What about like your country? It's French, just like one language in your country, or some another local languages is present too?
Yes, Nigerians people are our neighbor, but they speak English, and we in Benin we speak French because how can I explain it? It is the country French who colonized us, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
so we learn just from them. We learn French from French when we were colonized. But after French, we have our local language, like Fon, and some local language that we have both with Nigerian and Benin. Yoruba. I don't know if you know Yoruba.
I heard, but I don't know nothing.
Okay, Yoruba are very speak in in Nigeria,
Yeah,
but also in Benin, um, a small part of our people speak Nigeria Yoruba. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
yeah. I I see. I heard about this word. Just a second. Because one of them, my Nigerian student, suggest me one very nice book. The book has name Half of the Yellow Sun. And if you correctly remember, in this book, some main characters speak on Yoruba, and
Mm-hmm.
this book describes civil war what happened in Nigeria in 60s year.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice book. I just try to find author of this book. Yeah, I think and in the same situation in Cameroon. And Cameroon was colony of French, and French language in Cameroon is official too. Yeah, but I think in Africa a lot of like two local languages is present, and
But they speak both English and French in Cameroon.
mhm. But I think it's they more tendent to speak on the on French.
Okay.
Okay. Um, what do you like you do in your free time when you're not like to prepare to exam? What do you like to do?
Um, how can I say it? I used to, apart of reading, I also like to do sport or cook something. Just that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Apart. Sorry.
No
I'm
worries.
just. I'm always busy to improve my English. So sometimes I'm always on my YouTube channel watching videos in English or something like that.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good strategy. Just like to watch, listen, speak on English, and it's very good practice, especially if you do regularly. It's it's very it's very good. for me example, I try to use this application every day, and it's very very nice.
Okay.
Okay, I just find what book what I mentioned before. I think it will be interesting for you too, because I very like it. And if you correctly remember, author that has the Nobel Prize, the
Okay.
name has the half of Yellow Sun, and yeah, it's written by woman, and it's very nice and about like a love story and the main plot. I recommend it when you have like a free time after TOEFL. If you complete some successfully, just let you rest and read it.
D'accord. Thank you, my dear. I'm checking it on Google. Okay.
Yeah,
Half of a yellow sun.
yeah, I very like it. And it's one of the reasons why I ask people suggest book about their country, because this book about Nigeria and some neighbors country, and they contain a lot of like to reference to local culture, about like to local people, languages, history, and I very like this kind of book what show something unknown and uncommon places and atypical like events.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you so much. Um, I'm currently downloading it.
Okay. Yeah, and anytime
Okay.
if you can just follow me, and next time if you start voice room, just join and we continue talk and check how how successful your exam will.
Okay. Okay. I think that today is my first day. It's my first time on the app, and I hope that in few days I can improve more my English so that the discussion will be more fluent and more interesting. Thank you so much for your recommendation.
Yeah, I just like to wish you more often use this application, just like in 20-25 minutes as I do, and do this regularly, and you should be have a good progress. Yeah, just like to keep and doing every day, and
Okay.
you have a good progress. I promise. I promise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. See you.
See you, and thank for your talk.
Mhm.
Okay, I think it was very nice talk today, and from Benin. And just I check where is this country located. Um, it's located in okay, it's located in Nigeria. Yeah, and this it's like to west neighborhood of Nigeria. Yeah, it's very small if you compare with Nigeria, but I think it's one of the very um, very region in the world where very high population. Because if you talk about Nigeria, for example, they live here more than 100 million of people just in this country. It's incredible. If you check like the size, it's very small. It's comparable with some another country, but population is very high. And I think in Benin is some 14 millions people. It's almost as in Belarus, in 2 times more. Yeah, more high populations than Belarus. Okay, it was nice. Just like the first time, people from Benin participate in this voice room. Yeah, I just engage. If you watch this session on Twitch, don't hesitate and write the comment, or just write the plus on Twitch, because it's I want to check it's if someone like to watch this session on Twitch. Yeah, you can also write the questions on the Twitch if you want, and I will try to answer, and we can later combine and like to make our conversation in this manner. You can write the question, I will answer on this question, and we wait when someone join to us today, maybe in HelloTalk. Okay, maybe I just need to slightly increase. Oops. Okay, next time I slightly increase the screen to make more screen more visible, because okay, yeah. Just wait when someone join to us. And the first time when he joined to us, a lot of people joined to this voice room, but almost immediately all people like to leave it. I don't know why, because when I joined to another room, it's a lot of people stay and just listen, but here I don't know why not stay some very long. Okay, it's not matter, maybe someone joined, because in regular it's like 1 or 2 people join during through the whole live session, and we have just like one-to-one talk. But for me it will be interesting like to manage talk when we talk 2 or 3 people in the same time. I think it's more interesting and make more productive discussion, and just not talk about what we are reading. Maybe we tell some word about some topics about like connected with books. Okay, I think it's time to tell some word about what I'm reading in current moment. As you remember, I still reading Ursula Le Guin, the Earthsea series. I read the first book, and today I read the chapter number 3, and I'm very glad I have the paper variant of this book, and I very enjoy to read paper variant of this book. It's more enjoyable than if you read just like the electronic version. Yeah, it's almost the same as the cover of what I show, and I very like it, this book. It's very nice, like to written, and some 2 chapters they show and talk about like the study of like young wizard. It's for me it's very resonate to John Rowling Harry Potter, but this book was written in 60s. It's like many years ago. If you compare with Harry Potter, and I think it's John Rowling just like to was inspired of this description of this first chapter, and Harry Potter I think is just some kind of more detailed describe it what happened during the study. It's and based on just like the first third chapter of this book, she just like to create the whole magic world of first book of Harry Potter. It's like my opinion, and I think it's Rowling just inspired some ideas from this book. Yeah, because I have the feel like in strong like to sensation that this book is its foundation for Harry Potter. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong because maybe it's a very common idea if you talk about magic sorcery, about spell, and all this stuff. And if you want to describe how happen, like to study, you should be described the all time in the same manner. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's look like it's maybe some common, and it's just like to random similarity. Yeah, I don't know. It's just my opinion and my feeling when I read in the, especially the third chapter, when they move in the castle where many young men learn sorcery. Yeah, and I very like this book, and I very enjoy. I just like to, and I very enjoy how she wrote this book. They like to speed of like to telling the story, how she divided the book on the chapters. I like when divided in the chapter because it's if you know what practice side, you just like okay, today I read just like one chapter, and you just like to satisfy when you complete it. Yeah, I just read and enjoy. If you read this book before, it will be nice to hear about your opinion about this book. If you not read yet, I like to strongly recommend it, and you can just like to start reading with me, and we can read with same time and discuss about this what we're reading. I just like to start it Discord channel, some specific sub channel on my Discord channel where we can talk about especially this book. Yeah, it's about what I'm reading in current moments. I just like to write name the book, and I write the name of the book here in chat. Hey, hello, you're welcome. Here we talk about books. Just okay, let's go to talk. Let's go to talk. Hey, hello, how are you?
Hi, Yoni. I'm doing good.
Oh, nice.
How are you
I'm very happy to hear you today.
doing? Nice to see you again.
Yeah, you too. How are you? What's something new happened with you? Do you have some reading updates?
Oh, no special updates. We are having a summer holiday. Activities of the summer, just going to the beach, enjoy swimming, playing football with friends, and reading books.
Yeah. I think it's
I think this is the part you're interested in. This is the parts of your interest.
it's just like one part because I like to talk especially about books, and some picture what you describe is some very good time to reading, especially when you land the beach and maybe have some book along you and read when you have some free
Exactly,
time.
yeah.
Because I think I have like last week of holiday, and next week I should be go to the work, and I don't have a lot of free time after next week, and maybe I don't have time to read it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is my habit when I go to the beach. So I usually have a cup of coffee, and then I have 15 to 20 minutes swimming with friends or members of family, and then when I go back to my chair, just take a book and start reading for about an hour, and I really enjoy reading while looking at the sea, people enjoying their time. It's something a lively experience I would say.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice picture you describe. Hey, maybe I do the same, but I sit just on the balcony and enjoy the sky with the sun. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you, what are you doing?
Sorry.
Um, I mean, how are you doing, and what are the activities you are
Oh,
carrying out?
yeah. I just let you complete it. One book, one QA for by Haruki Murakami, and just start reading the Earthsea Ursula Le Guin. It's some kind of fantasy, and a
Would you
very
type? Would you type it, please?
yeah. I type it. It's last comment. Book what I started reading. The Earthsea Ursula Le Guin.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Yeah,
scrolling down the chat, looking for the.
yeah. I just passed again. Yeah, I sent the message again. It should be appear.
Oh, okay.
It's some kind of light fantasy, and maybe something related to Harry Potter, but it's was written around like to 60 years ago. It's more older than Harry Potter, but it's very very nice light fantasy. It's very good in high quality. Yeah, I very enjoyed. But fantasy is not my genre, but I really enjoy it because it's some kind of like fairy tales, but it's very 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 nice written.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's good sometimes to diversify readings, and so when you keep reading just one single genre, you feel that it's limited, and you start. I mean, boredom. Okay, I cannot talk about boredom with reading since you are enjoying, but if you are reading the same thing for a long period of time, then of course you have to change it, to vary the readings, and this is what I'm doing. Nowadays, I think that I have read a lot of fiction a long time ago, for about a year, and then I decided to change my reading into history things. So I'm reading nowadays a book about the history of the country, history of Morocco, for the last 2,000 years, and this book is not globally celebrated, but it has like a summative body of information about the history of Morocco, how it started as a government, what are the empires that ruled governed Morocco for the last 2,000 years, and then how we came as a nation to this country. It is really a fascinating piece of history literature.
Can you provide the name of the book, or if you have translation, maybe English name?
Okay, so I'm going to translate it into English, which is
or maybe author.
history.
Yeah, if it's one author, right?
Yeah, History of Morocco by Barakat.
Okay, I try to find. Okay, I've Ibtisam. Okay. I just want to check. Is it correct author?
Oh no, it's not Ibtisam.
Okay.
I'm afraid I mistranslated. So, okay, Al-Maghrib عبر التاريخ, which is Morocco across history. So again, providing another translation, which is Morocco across or along history. By Ibrahim Barakat.
Okay.
I'm not sure it has an English translation.
Yeah,
As I mentioned before, it is a local source of history, so it might not have been translated yet.
yeah, I found just some several books in Goodreads, but I think it's not translated.
By the way, do you like history books, Yoni?
It's not like to my genre. Yeah, sometimes I like to read book about some specific event. And some several years ago, I like to read about like two wars, Second World War and some another action. But in this case, it's more interesting like to as I don't know how it's happened, some kind of battles or something like this. But I not so very like to biography. And if you know about history, I like books about some kind of travels. When people like to travel around the world. For example, I liked very book Charles Darwin, and she described how they like to cross a world on the Beagle ship, and yeah, it was very nice. Or some books about like to famous like to periods.
I'm sorry, written by who?
Charles Darwin. Charles, just a second. I find and right. Okay, just a second. Because Charles Darwin writes on origin of the species. It's okay.
Yeah, I did read it. The origin of species and also the expressions of emotions in humans and animals.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm doing a research about this topic. There is a book about animals which was written 600 years in Arabic before the publication of The Origin of Species. You know, Origin of Species was published in 1859, and then this book was written by an Arab author about the animals in the same way that Charles wrote about them. It was a novel. In fact, it was just a preliminary introduction into animals, and I'm trying to make a comparison between the views of 3 books about animals and how the view is sometimes culturally loaded. Yeah, this is The Voyage of the Beagle, Charles Darwin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he himself wrote the book. I thought someone else.
No, it's his book, and he just described his travel around the world and described how they like to have stopped in different countries in Argentina, in Galapagos Island, and just described like environment and some in nature. It's just some kind of like memoirs from him.
Interesting, yeah. I think he had 3 years travel in that voyage.
Yeah. Also, I have like to one book I very inspired in this kind of like genre.
Are you sharing something?
I just like to try to find some information because I read like maybe 15 or 20 years ago. Yeah, I think it's maybe something like this, but I'm not sure. In first like in start of the 19th century, and human like don't know a lot of like places, especially they don't know about like North and South Pole. And in this time it's many like people, travelers and scientists want to reach the North and South Pole. And if you know about North Pole, and Treaty of Nansen, it's, if you correctly remember, it's like to Norwegian like to traveler, they try to reach the North Pole on the ship. And this book is just how they describe this voyage. I very like it how they explain like to travel, how explain like to some troubles what they happen during the travel. And I not remember this book, but one another book he just described how he alone they cross Greenland.
Amazing.
Yeah. And this is just
looking for it.
Yeah, it's just some kind of like to show how human possible like to make this some very incredible scene. And just like to alone across the like to some hundred of kilometers on the wide desert. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah. I like this kind of book.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, me too. And I really enjoy you reminded me of my old passion, which is travelogue readings. And since you talked about the North Hemisphere, there is, to the best of my knowledge, there is one single Arab travel account writer who wrote about the north of Europe. In a time there was there were just a very limited number of Arab travel writers who take voyages to the north of Europe because it was a very dangerous area. Um, I'm not well educated in the history of that region, but I think the Sweden and all that region was inhabited by Vikings and then conquered by the Normans. And so when this Arab writer, I'm going to mention the title of the book later on, he went to that region and described the habits of marriage and a number of things that sound extraordinary, special to us as 21st century inhabitants. One of these, abnormal things is that when a wife's husband has been killed in a struggle or in a war, what happened is that she is given 10 or 20 days to commit suicide or self-abolition or something like that, to kill herself. And then she was put in a ship, and then the whole ship, including all the widows, is burned with fire. And I'm not sure about the falsehood or the correctness of this story, but it has been validated by a number of later on readings and history documents by Western travel account writers too, because the book was translated into more than 20 languages, including English. And this is the title of the book, which is Ibn Fadlan's. Okay, 1 second, please.
Yeah, sure. I think it's these kinds of books. It's some very nice when show like to spirit of humans, like to they like to willing to live and to reach some kind of like to goals, like to poles or maybe Everest and some other places in the world. Because in some, very often it's just like to not very like to big sense, but humans want to do this just like to make like to all another humans proud him.
That's true. That's true. I'm trying to find the exact translation into English, but I think that all my search is in vain.
Yeah, maybe just keep in mind, and next time
my own translation.
just like to type and next time, and we're back for this because okay.
Yeah, you can look for more information about this now.
Okay.
I think he also had a trajectory through the present day Belarus. Yeah. Because he was a contemporary of the Abbasid dynasty that was located centrally in the center of the Middle East, in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq now. And then he traveled from that area to the western part of Asia, Iran, Afghanistan, and then Central Asia. Then he reached Caucasus, I think, and then drove left to Belarusia and Poland. Yeah, and then he rested for 8 or 10 years in that region.
Yeah,
I think that's the translation.
Yeah, I found some information about this book in Goodreads, and it's almost the same what you told, but it was written 1,000 years ago. It's very old book. Yeah, and I think in this time we don't have like to Belarus as like a particular country. We have just like to some different kingdoms in our territory, and maybe they pass through this territory. Yeah, it's some interesting. Yeah, I like this kind of like to travel histories about like to ancient times, or when people just try to cross, I don't know, by the sea from like to Europe to India. And it's now we can do the same just like to in some several hours, but in this time it was like to incredible journey. This kind of book I like it.
About people, not only historians, because they are eyewitnesses, and they are describing what they were seeing before their eyes, and that's extraordinary because there is no bias. Of course, there might be some distortion afterwards, but you can see the facts, you can see the view, the materialistic view as has been produced by the eyewitness.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's very good, like the sources of information about how people live in this time. And I very wondered about, for example, if you talk about current moment, it's maybe sounds very slightly stupid. Okay, I will be just write my everyday life and what happened and like the behavior of the people, but it's not interesting for us because all we know all what happened. But if you talk about like to in perspective 100 200 years ago, and when the people read like to my notes about like to just regular life, they can find a lot of information. And in this it's very important to write some kind of diary, like to some kind of memoirs. I think it's some kind of diary is some very important to write, just like to describe what happens around, what feeling in the in community, and just like to notice like to current like to state of like to community. Because in perspective of 10-20 years it will be more interesting, and just maybe our sons or like the children of our children will be interesting just like to read what we think, how we behave, what we do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And from another side is that when you travel to another territory with a different culture, you start viewing the landscape as absolutely different from the people inhabiting that land. Because if you live in a space, you cannot make out the details. You just say things as normal as every day, and you don't pay attention to the changes that happen every day. But if a visitor having different culture, different religion, different style of life, start describing the things that you don't pay attention to, and that's really fascinating when it's documented in a very catching style of writing, either in English or Arabic or any other language.
Yeah, I totally agree with this point, because if you travel from, I just like to, from my experience, I been here in Sweden like to 2 years. It's more feel like to all is common, but I remember like the first months when I just like to arrive here. It's a lot of like to new scenes around, and something is some maybe it's very it's some strange for me, but for locals it's some very common and very like to practice. Yeah. And I think it's
Yeah.
in the time when we talk about like 100 years 200,000 years ago, these differences so very like incredible. And I think it's when the people travel from like I don't know, from Europe to Asia, they like to travel in another planet, because people is so very different. And I understand why in Europe in like in 17th century, and very often like to kings like to Chinese scene, because they think about China like to some kind of fairy tales country. But to be honest, it will be true, because so very far, it's so very different.
Amazing. And by the way, I would like to ask you a honey question. Um, I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of Orientalism, um, but what they think about those writers who having a bias or prejudices about other culture, and when they are writing, I mean, they cannot get detached from the their superiority of, of culture and thinking, And this was the idea of Orientalism, because 500 or 600 years ago, um, writers of Western Europe, and when they started writing about the Middle East or the Orient, they view it as an exotic land, something strange to their culture, and something inferior, and it should be repaired in in a sense. And this was a view that was dominating the whole Orientalism literature. And for you, as a reader, how do you see the travel accounts of Western authors about the Asia and the Middle East?
It's some complicated question. I heard about this kind of like to I don't know how it's correctly described, like to religion or just like to ideas, and some authors, paintings, and like to writers try to like to follow this, but it's more focused on just like to subscribe some nature and this thing. I don't know. It's some very complicated and far from me. Yeah, I cannot like to
Yeah.
for, like to tell something like to more. Yeah, it just like to some far from me. I not feel like to inside some kind of resonate for this concept for me. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
No problem. Yeah.
yeah, I heard, but it's out of the scope of my interest, to be honest. I just want to we mentioned about books what related for travels, and I have one like I think a very interesting book, in my opinion. This book has I found this book in second hand, and I bought some several weeks ago, and this book has name Midnight in Siberia, and I just like to type the name of the book here. Just a second. I have the paper, and I think it's some very funny book, especially for me, because it's some kind of British journalist who work in Russia. Okay, I just a second. I cannot copy and paste. Okay, some strange happened. I cannot paste in this HelloTalk. Okay, I just type by words.
Okay. Yeah. So you can just spell it. You say the
just second, midnight.
Okay, midnight.
Okay, and author of this book is work in Moscow like to journalist several years, and he just decided travel by one of the longest railway route from Moscow to Vladivostok, and this travel occupy around like to 8 days on the train, and in this like to road like to pass across the whole country. And he just described what she saw on different cities. They not like to want like to travel. They just like to stop in one city, like to talk with locals, and continue move by this train to the next cities. In other words, they just like to visit several cities what present in this road, and describe what was surprise in life in Russia. And it's like to it's very far from Moscow, because Moscow is so very different, and but in reality like Russian people live is very different, and he just described uh, what he was surprised and what like to some kind of funny story happened with him.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I'm really inquisitive about the culture of the Russians and the nature and everything. People. I read some literature books in Russia about Russia, and then when you read something and you like it, then you really need desperately to discover the culture by a traveler, travelologist, or I can say someone who witnessed the land. That's amazing. And screening shot the title, Midnight in Siberia. Thank you for the recommendation,
Yeah.
Yohni. And I really enjoyed talking to you. I have to go now. I'm invited to a lunch. Oh, sorry, to a dinner.
Yeah.
And just keep up these rooms, man. Come on, this is an amazing initiative in this application.
Yeah. I just like to maybe add some like to notation. I not just like to speak on this voice room. I try to be more like wider. I try to stream on Twitch, and you can see the like video version of this our talk. I can just like to send the link for you. Just a second.
Yeah, I did visit the
okay.
the YouTube platform.
Yeah.
And that was really fascinating experience. Yeah, this is a great effort you are doing.
Yeah, I think it's link on the Twitch, and Twitch I try to like to live streaming, and I'm planning to create some 1 or 2 like episodes for podcasts and on Spotify too. Yeah, and I like to be here every day and speak about books with people around the world. And it's one of the thing what I like to do. It's some kind of hobby. And don't worry, I try to be like regularly, and I think we talk with you again next time.
Amazing. Yeah, it's so nice to talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very glad to hear you two here again, and it's I count you as my friend.
Thank you.
From Morocco.
Thank you for thank you, Yohani.
Okay.
Thank you for everything. So have a nice time and enjoy your time.
Have a good time and see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye. Okay, it's very nice talk was with my Moroccan friend, and yeah, I just like his reference to the nature and culture and how they spend the time, summertime. Yeah, and just like to imagine this picture when you lie on the beach and swimming and just like to rest and just enjoy outside weather. Yeah, I very like it, and I very like the people join for my voice room and talk regularly. It's motivate to do some stuff and to find some interesting book and suggestion for them and just to talk about it. And I think it's very interesting topic we today about book about travelers and explorer of new places. I think it's some it's very interesting genre, and I very like it because it shows just the spirit and strength of the people. And when I read this book, I just to proud by whole humanity, because it show how to desire to be first, to desire to be in places where cannot be by our biology. And yeah, I very like because it show our human nature. And books what we mentioned here, it just to one additional time show this. I think I provides a list of the books what we mentioned below the video. It's if you want, just check the description and you can find the almost all books what we mentioned. And also I remind you, don't forget to subscribe and follow. If you watch on Twitch, just follow this channel. If you watch on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, put the like under the video, write the comments, and because it's very important. And also you can I have one additional moment. You can write how is sound for this session, because now I use new microphone. I very enjoy this quality of the voice what this microphone recorded. Yeah, it's very nice and good quality. It's not like top mic, but I think for it's next step than microphone in headphones. I have some several ideas for next content. I try to prepare and share. Just follow me and be on the touch, and you're welcome to join next session here in Twitch or in HelloTalk. Thanks for your time, and see you on Bookshelf Babble live session. Goodbye.
Flip the pages, hear the sound of time. Stories weaving words that climb. Whispered tales in a cozy nook. Welcome to the magic of every book. Bookshelf Babble, take the stage. Turn the chapter, fill the page. Laughter, wisdom, stories to spare. A podcast world where books are everywhere. From paperbacks to leather spines, mysteries, thrillers, and classic lines. Stories crackle, voices ring. Dive on in, it's a podcast thing. Adventures waiting just one word away. From Austen's romance to Hemingway. Gather round, it's the bookish delight. Unfold the tales under podcast light. Bookshelf Babble, take the stage. Turn the chapter, fill the page. Laughter, wisdom, stories to spare. A podcast world where books are